Good morning. Thank you for joining Fun Making Bitter Ballen with Laura Netterloff. This is part 2 of 3. Last video what we did is we got our meat ready for the bitter ballen and we threw it in the crock pot, cooked it overnight. Already this morning I've taken the meat out and I separated the meat from all the juices, and these are the juices. There's different reasons why they're in different pots, but anyways. So what I do is I take the meat out and I cut it so fine. Pretty much shreds itself, but you really need to cut it super duper fine. So the meat that I had was that good beef, and it wasn't good. There's no fat to it. So when you get a pork roast, make sure you save all the fat and leave the fat in there and cut it up, because usually the beef isn't as fatty and you want this to be really nice and moist and yummy and tasty. So now that I have the meat all cut up, very fine. Can't emphasize enough how fine you want it. There we go. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in this juice. I put in about 2 cups of juice in there. That was straight from the crock pot. And I put this all in there. All of this yummy flavor. See, there's a piece right here. Look at that, bad aroma. Grab all this. Clean this up. Now the next part I'm going to do is, I'm going to wash my hands, is I'm going to make gelatin. So what I've done is I've taken almost a cup of the juice and I'm going to add 2 packages of gelatin. Calls for 100 mils, but I probably put in about 200 mils just because, you know, I don't like listening to anyone or anything. So mix that up. It's really kind of gross and it gets lumpy, but mix it up. Okay. Pour it in. Next thing we're going to do is make a kind of a roux. What I'm going to do is, I don't think my stock out of my crock pot is cold enough, so I'm going to add a little bit of my beef stock. I'm going to mix it in with my flour because it has to be cold. You can't add hot liquid to flour because you'll get lots and lots of lumps. So just add enough so it has the consistency of this. Oh, I forgot something. Sorry. See? That's what happens. What I did is I took probably, I don't know, you probably want a 1/4 cup of finely minced parsley. And then you want 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of minced onion. And what I have to do with this is I have to fry it quickly. So I'm going to take this with the juices, the lovely yummy juices, and I'm going to fry this. Saute it.
And butter?
You know what? We're on Weight Watchers, so we're not going to do it with butter. There's enough moisture. Well, I'll throw some butter on here. I guess just grab a little bit of butter. Grab that much butter. Slap it in here. Give it about 5 minutes to cook. Next thing that I'm doing is I'm making this paste. Now that it's kind of mixed up, I could start to add my sauce. Mix it as best as you can. Everything's going to be mixed all together, so If it has some lumps, that's okay, because with your hand, you're gonna mix all of this stuff quite a bit. There you go. Got a little bit of stuff on the bottom. Now we want to start mixing this. I'm gonna get my hand in there in a minute. It looks really sloppy, but as the gelatin sets and as the flour thickens up, it gets thick. So you probably, for the amount of meat that we used, you probably altogether want probably 3 to 4 cups of juice, actually. You definitely want 3 to 4 cups of juice. I'm probably, I think, gonna add a little bit more flour. So altogether now I've used just a little over 1 cup of flour. Mix it all up. It's okay if you get a little bit of lumps in there, because you're going to be hand mixing this anyways, and you'll get any and all lumps out. So this looks really goopy, but what happens is this sets and it gets actually quite firm. You have to get it firm enough to roll it into balls. So I'll let it sit for about 10 minutes, see how it is. If I find that it's still too saucy, then I'll add some more flour mixture to it. But it should be set. I'll probably get that ready because I might have. And this is our onion mixture. Probably cook it for, oh, I don't know, about 2 more minutes. You just gotta quickly saute it. Don't, I just woke up. Okay, I'm gonna go get the flour mixture. And in case this isn't setting quite right, which it might not be, I'm gonna take a little bit more gelatin.
Don't you have to cool it to
Gelatin?
have it set?
Well, usually, but I could tell when things aren't quite set. And I think that we're going to sprinkle a little bit of gelatin on this. And we're also going to add a little bit more sauce. Mix this one last final time. This will be enough. Okay. And I would say that our onions are ready. Now, I really don't like this much onions, so we're probably only gonna take that much of the onion, parsley. Leave the rest. And this is where it gets goopy and fun. Now, one of the reasons why I do this is so I could really squish the meat and make sure that the meat is broken down into small pieces. So get your hand in there, mix it around, squish up stuff. You want to throw this outside or in your fridge and let it set. Probably for about 6 hours, 5 hours. You want it completely cooled down. You want to make sure that when it's set, that you could grab it and put it into a ball. Obviously you can't now because it's not set. So in about an hour, hour and a half, I'm gonna go see what this is like. And if I find it's not set enough, I'm going to add some more gelatin and maybe some flour to that. I'm gonna smell this to see if I need any more spices. And I actually think I'm going to add a little bit of Maggi to this because I need a smell of that. But anyways, I'll do that when we shut off the camera. So squish this all around, get it cold. It should set enough that you can pick it up and put it into round balls that are kind of sticky. It takes probably 6 hours for it to cool down and completely set. And when that is the case, then we'll do this again. If it's not set enough, add a couple more packs of gelatin or flour mixture. I have a little bit of mix still left in here. And as you go through, you just find little hard lumpy things that you don't want. Anyways, that's it. So part 3, we're gonna come back and we're gonna have these set and we're gonna roll them into balls and do our double breading on them. See you later.